I'm Kevin Gawletz, a program facilitator with the Regina District Industry Education Council and SunWest School Division. We all know how important agriculture is to the economy of Saskatchewan. There are many different occupations in this agricultural sector. We're going to take a look at some of those occupations at a farm implement dealership. We're going to go to an implement dealership in my community, and we'll investigate some of those occupations. Western Sales is a John Deere dealership located in West Central Saskatchewan. Western Sales has 6 locations: Rosetown, Elrose, Biggar, Outlook, Davidson, and Central Butte. Western Sales became a John Deere dealership in Rosetown in 1947. The company grew from a small-town shop in downtown Rosetown to a multi-location dealership with the state-of-the-art facilities that we see before us today. Its first expansion out of Rosetown came in 1976 when the company opened their Elrose location. Further expansion occurred when the Biggar location opened in 1988, followed by Outlook in 1991. 2007 saw the most recent expansion occur when branches in Davidson and Central Butte opened. As farming changed over the years, Western Sales has changed with it. Larger farming implements meant larger and more specialized repair shops were required. Machinery setup and storage shops were also required to look after customer needs. Western Sales has grown, expanded, and continues to be innovative to this day. Western Sales was one of the first dealerships in Canada to use an electronic ag business program starting in 1981, and with every expansion through the years, the state-of-the-art facilities reflect the company's desire to keep up or even be ahead. Customer service has always been the main focus at Western Sales. Their parts, service, sales, and Field Smart departments all provide excellent customer service. Western Sales has received many awards over the years, from being recognized by John Deere as one of their top dealers in North America numerous times, to being recognized as a Platinum Club winner of Canada's Best Managed Companies 2 years in a row. Western Sales strives to be the best that it can be. Western Sales has a strong presence in each of the communities it serves, and is always looking for unique ways to give back. Whether it be volunteering to remove the snow from a football field so a provincial game can be played at the local high school, all the way to donating $1 million to Stars Air Ambulance, Western Sales takes pride in helping the communities it serves. I'm now going to focus on the types of occupations you'd find at a farm implement dealership like Western Sales. There's various areas: management, marketing, office administration, parts, sales, service departments, Field Smart agronomy, IT positions. It's not hard to find a variety of positions at most farm implement dealerships like this. One thing I noticed about this branch here is that there's over 30 former students of mine that work here, and I think that's pretty common in rural Saskatchewan as well. So right now, let's go in and take a look at some of these occupations. Come with me. I'm at Western Sales with Carl Pearson, and Carl, can you describe your job title here at Western Sales?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is, as Mr. Gawletz said, Carl Pearson. I'm the General Manager at Western Sales in Rosetown, Saskatchewan.
Can you describe some of the main duties that you have here at Western Sales?
Sure. Well, as the General Manager, I generally manage all aspects of the business, I guess. And, that sounds like a pun, but the big part of the business is people, right? And so most of my day is managing really people and process, making sure we have the processes in place to run our organization, and then making sure I've got the right people doing the right job.
Okay, so what background did you have to get to this position, Carl?
Yeah, my background, it wasn't a straight trajectory to be a general manager. I grew up in Rosetown at a small farm. I went to high school in Rosetown here, and was always kind of keen on maths and sciences. So then I believe under Mr. Gawletz's influence, got into the path of engineering. And I took engineering, kind of continued on the math and science path, but I've never practiced engineering. When I got done engineering, I got a job in sales and marketing. And so I was in sales and marketing with New Holland and Cabelco and Volvo and a few companies like that. And always spent a lot of time on the family farm as well. So, a big history with the family farm, interested in maths and science, never did any training in human resource or commerce or anything like that. But because I was familiar with the dealership, I got on here and moved through the organization to become the general manager.
So positions like yours as general manager, what kind of training would you think would be good to recommend to people, if they're looking for this kind of work in the future?
Yeah, I think to be a general manager, I think a lot of trades really, commerce is a good path. And, commerce has got different handles depending what college you go to, but just understanding business, right? Everything comes down to people. And so understanding, how to manage people, and the other thing, business, right? Understanding how to read a financial statement, right? You don't have to be an accountant, but you've got to understand finances. You've got to understand people. And those are the two biggest things that I think you need to understand to be a general manager.
So you have lots of different types of jobs available at Western Sales. What type of employees in general, what kind of people are you looking for?
We're looking for good community people, right? So at Western Sales, we've got 6 locations. We're all in small town Saskatchewan. So what we want are people here that really want to be in the community, right? When I'm hiring people, right, at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, you can't order a pizza here. And you need to be comfortable with that. You need to be comfortable with being a part of a small town. So community is a big part of it, and then communication. You got to have great communication skills with your customer, with your employer, with your family and friends. I think that's a big part of the people we want to hire. So good community focus and good communication skills. That's who we look for.
So as young people are considering future careers, and you have over 190 people working at Western Sales, what makes Western Sales a good place for them to consider as a potential place to come to work in their future careers?
Yeah, I like Western Sales, and I like agriculture, right? And I like agriculture because it's a good community, which I've said community a lot here, and I really want to hit that home. If you work at Home Depot or the Royal Bank, you deal with the full spectrum of people, and there's some people in the world that are difficult, no doubt about it. And I think in agriculture, there's fewer people that are difficult, right? So everyone's kind of cut from the same cloth. They're very easy to get along with. So. I like Western Sales, and I would encourage you to consider Western Sales, because it's in agriculture. It's just a great sector of the world to be in. It doesn't have the boom or bust that some sectors do. It's just kind of steady growth with good people. I also like Western Sales because it's a small town. I think it's a great place to grow up. I grew up here, great place to raise kids. And you don't have to worry about your kids near as much in the city, right? They're disappearing. In small town Saskatchewan, you can't disappear, your kids can't disappear. It just makes for a good place to raise a family.
Okay, thanks, Carl.
You betcha. Thank you.
I'm here today with Ashley Houston. She's been at Western Sales for 10 years. And Ashley, what's your job description or job title, first of all, I guess?
So my position here at Western Sales is the office manager.
Okay, and kind of what does that all entail?
So some of my primary roles here are processing payroll for all of the employees at all 6 of our branches, and I also do a lot of onboarding for our employees. So I'm kind of one of their first points of contact when they start here at the company, and I go through some new hire package and some policies with them before they start their first day in their new positions.
Okay, good. So what was your educational training background for getting into this?
So my education was, after I graduated high school, I attended SciAst in Moose Jaw, and I did a 1-year business certificate. After that 1 year, I stayed for my second year, and I completed my marketing diploma.
Okay, and you found that to be a helpful step into the position?
Yes, it was. I'm really happy that I did that first year marketing of business. Sorry. It was very beneficial in kind of getting me a good general sense of some business practices.
Okay, so kind of back in the administrative side of the Western Sales here, there's a number of offices with people working in them. What are some other positions in the administrative side of the dealership?
So in terms of administrative work here at Western Sales, we've got a variety of positions. We have a handful of different accounting specialist positions that would relate to accounts payable, accounts receivable, balancing of cash, and then a controller position that would kind of oversee all the finances of Western Sales.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ashley.
Good, thanks.
I'd like to introduce Roxanne Forche, and she works here at Western Sales. I'm going to ask Roxanne, first of all, to tell us what she does here at Western Sales and what her position is.
I am the marketing coordinator for Western Sales. I've been here about 4 years, and 2 years ago actually started taking on an IT support role here, so helping techs with their computers and upgrading hardware, software programs, all that kind of stuff.
And just overall other duties besides the IT part with the marketing, could you explain that a
Oh
bit?
yeah, so this is social media, all of the digital marketing, print marketing, website management and updating. And it's not just for Western Sales, because we also have our Field Smart platform as well. And as well, also sort of with Western Water Management, but they've now are their own company and have their own person that looks after that stuff.
So Roxanne, you've just been here for 4 years, so kind of what kind of led to here from in your career?
Yeah, so I started, I have a broadcast journalism diploma, and I started as the morning news co-host anchor at 1330, 1210, and I was there for about 5.5 years. Then transitioned into a role, communications officer role with the Sunwest School Division. And was there for almost 8 years, and then a marketing position came up at Western Sales, so transitioned into marketing.
So the job's got lots of variety to it. So what do you like the most about this job?
I would say most is that my job is never the same every day. There's always something different, whether it's the digital marketing portion or if it's the website updating, print stuff coming in, and then I also really enjoy working in the IT department as well and learning that.
Okay, thanks Roxanne. I'm here with Taylor Carlson, an IT support specialist at Western Sales. And Taylor, I'll get you to start with telling me why a farm implement dealership needs an IT support person.
Well, pretty well any business, over 40 or 50 coworkers can benefit from having IT on staff, and that's just an efficiency standpoint where it's cheaper to have one staffed than it would be to contract it out.
Okay. So Taylor, what are some of your primary responsibilities as an IT support person?
So straight off the hop, resetting passwords is a daily thing. Setting up hardware for coworkers, whether it be their computers they use every day, desktop phones, point of sale terminals like credit card machines, got to be able to take the customer's payment. Printers, something that is supported as well as set up is this hardware, and also accounts that our coworkers use, like whether it's Microsoft for our email and all of our file sharing, or if it's our CRM tool, so customer relationship management tool. John Deere specifically, our accounts with John Deere are actually managed by our in-house IT. And then apart from that, it's supporting our coworkers. So any issue that they have in their day-to-day operation, it's got to be fixed. So I usually take that on. So.
And you work at all locations doing some of that?
So yes, all locations, but in today's day and age, able to work remotely. So able to get into any computer. Obviously, talking with a coworker, I ask on the phone first. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I get into your computer? And then, I can operate computers remotely. And I would say 90+% of my job can be done remotely, but it's good to have that relationship already with the coworker.
Okay.
So.
And I guess with that said, I assume that almost all workers in the system here have a computer or access to one?
Almost all. We do have some truckers and yard people that don't use computers really at all, but even those people will have email. Okay. So email accounts that would have to be managed, but I would say 90+% of all our coworkers have computers at their fingertips, and they're using them every day to do their job.
Okay. Are there others that work in this IT department?
There is, yes. There's Jason, so he's a manager of the IT department, and then we just had a new hire, Dean, out of Moose Jaw actually, so a bit on working remotely. He's actually coming here today, but just as part of onboarding. And then Roxanne helps out at Rostown. And then there's actually a sister company out in Alberta that we've aligned our IT teams over the past couple of years, and they got 3 over there. So Jose, Larry, and Burke, and everyone offers their own kind of specialty area. So everyone brings something to the table.
Good, good. So what would be a recommended training route for someone that's perhaps looking at a career in IT in an organization like this?
So with IT, there's many routes you can go. There's what's called a CompTIA certification, and that's just like a generalized IT program, and it's all online. And so you can do like an A+ through there, which is kind of like your base level certificate, but like that'll get you a job almost anywhere as an IT person on earth. And then there's more specific certificates through them, like Network Plus, Security Plus, and then there's also Microsoft has their own certificates as well, and Google has their own certificates. So Microsoft is used by 90% of businesses worldwide, so that's a program that can be utilized. And then there's also actually certificates and degrees through colleges and universities that are specifically geared towards IT. But if you want something that's more broad, not narrowed into IT specifically, there's computer science programs that you can take, and through that you can get into anything like computer programming or more hardware specific jobs. So
Okay, thanks a lot, Taylor.
thanks.
I'm here with Ryan Wickett, and Ryan has been in Western Sales for 10 years. Ryan will tell us a little bit about his job, but starting with the job title.
Yeah, so I am currently the Aftermarket Manager here at Western Sales. What that entails, my daily duties are to be responsible for the parts and service departments at all 6 of our stores. So working a lot with our service and parts people to just ensure that we have the right processes in place to make sure that we can serve our customers the best possible way.
Okay, good. So you've had different jobs at Western Sales. This isn't where you started. So can you describe kind of that career path within the company for you?
Yeah, you bet. So I started in our support center here at Western Sales. So it's an on-phone support team that producers call in and they talk to people in the dealership over the phone to try and get some solutions to their issues if possible before they get a technician to come on site. I did that job for about 3 years. After that, moved into a service manager role here in Rosetown. What the service manager would do is kind of responsible for the business side of the service department. So making sure that the technicians are out taking care of the customers and that the bills are getting paid and the work orders are getting produced. So did that for about 6 years, and then just recently into my new position here.
Okay, would we be able to take a tour of the shops, Ryan?
Yeah, you bet. Let's go. All right, so this is our tractor shop here at Western Sales. This time of year, we're into our inspection season. Have our producers with the proper equipment in and looking to get it tuned up for the next year. We've got currently about 6 technicians in this shop. 2 or 3 have came out of Rosetown Central High School, and we've had them since they came out. So pretty proud of that. Really great group of guys, and here for our customers. This is our combine shop here at Western Sales. We go through about 150 to 200 combines per winter, just to try and get them ready for the next season. We have a CMI guarantee here, so our customers make sure that they're up and going within 24 hours, or we give them a free combine. With that being said, we need a lot of technicians to support that. In this shop here, we have about 14 guys, headed up by Justin Houston on Rosetown Central High School.
Okay, today we're in the combine shop at Western Sales, and with me are 2 of the ag techs. On the left is Kevin Clark, and on the right is Justin Houston. And can you guys describe your overall duties? Kevin, first of all.
Duties involve checking combines, seeders over in our winter work, fixing them, and in the farming season, we're on the road with customers, solving their problems as we go.
Okay, and Justin, what's your duty?
Yeah, my job would be very similar to Kevin's. Try to perform winter CMIs on combines. In the spring, we do seeders. In the last few years, I've kind of transitioned from being one of the main road mechanics with Kevin to more of a shop foreman position. So I now check a little bit, but I'm more organizing the shop, organizing workflow, making sure that everybody's busy and we all have things to do every day. That's kind of where I've transitioned to.
Okay. So how did you get started here at Western Sales, Kevin?
I originally started as a summer student, started in the wash bay, and every winter I moved away to play hockey, and every summer come back and there was an employment. And once I was time to grow up, the job was here. And
Okay. Okay, good. And Justin?
And I started here right out of the school work program. I come here, I guess, when I was 17, and I've never left. I've been here for 15 years now.
Okay. Okay, good. So what do you like most about your job, either one of you?
Just kind of seeing the advances of farm equipment, even from when I started 10 years ago to today. Just the technology behind it all is it's amazing where this industry has come from and where it's going.
Okay. Okay. And Justin, what's the most challenging part of the job?
I would say part of it is what Kevin's saying too, is moving with machinery. When I and Kevin both started, we fixed with our hands full time, and now when we're in our winter program, we fix full time. But when we're on the road, we're doing a lot of electrical, a lot of computer work now, and that's just the change in technology and the machinery. That's probably the most challenging part. I would say all of us.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Welcome to our sprayer shop here at Western Sales. Arguably one of the most important implements on the farm. We've got sprayers running from May all the way through October. So this is a shop that's grown significantly for us in the last decade as cropping practices have changed. We have 6 technicians of this shop, led out by our sprayer shop foreman, Martino Swanepoel.
I'm here with Josh Voloshin in the bigger location of Western Sales. Josh, can you describe your role here at Western Sales?
Yeah, so my role here, I'm a parts specialist. I sell ag parts for John Deere, Brandt, Degelman, all our short line companies. I stock our shelves, receive parts, do all the shipping and receiving. There's another lady here that helps me with that. What else do I do? Customer interactions. I deliver parts to the shop. I pick parts for our technicians in the back. I deliver them out to the field. Sometimes I make farm visits for customers. I deliver parts to them. And I run our parts on site program out of the bigger location. So that's parts bins on site, on farm.
Good. So how did you end up here at Western Sales?
So I've been offered a job, actually the third time was the time I took it, a couple times from our inventory analyst, Bob Krull. He come to me a couple times and said, like, I think you'd be good for the position. At the time, when I finally accepted, I had enough of what I was doing, and I was looking for a long-term goal and a long-term career, and I phoned up Carl, had an interview in a couple days, and within 2 weeks, I was working at Western Sales in Elrose.
Okay, good. So you started at Elrose and then moved to Bigger?
Yeah, I was in Elrose for a year, and then I transferred up to Bigger.
Okay. So did you receive any formal training to work as a parts person?
So through high school, we did the work ed program, and I started at our local Napa in town. I worked there after schools and during work ed, and actually it turned into a job there. I worked there for right around 3 years. And then after that, I didn't have any, and once I worked with Western Sales, then I took my parts person program through SIAS.
Okay, so that school career work program really led to kind of this field then.
Yeah.
Good. And you answered the other question if training was available, so you took that program through SIAS, which is now SAS Polytech. So,
Yep.
How do you keep track of parts you have in How do you keep track of parts you have in stock and what you need to order for farmers?
So we have a program called IntelliDealer. It's made by CDK, and that's our invoicing system. So that has all of our parts inventory for all our locations. So I can see what our other stores have. I can see what John Deere has. Once a part has been invoiced, it comes out of our system. So then it shows it's no longer available. And in each part has a profile, and it's kind of has like a minimum maximum order. And our inventory analyst, he would go and he would reorder the part on a stock order.
So I think you kind of answered the one question. Do you share parts between the locations then?
We transfer them. So yeah, each store is its own location. It has its own inventory, and we do transfer amongst each other to to level everything off, make sure nobody runs out of parts. In peak season, so say harvest time, between all our stores, 6 stores, we have just over $9 million of parts inventory.
Oh, that's quite a bit. So you ever run across some frustrated or maybe even angry farmers who are trying to get out in the field and, they're waiting for you?
That's a very common thing. Of course, it's a very challenging time for farmers. Weather is a big one. So harvest especially can be very stressful for guys, and we understand that. So within our stores, our 6 stores, like I said, we've got a very large inventory of parts. So we can usually pull parts within the day from another store. If that's not available, we can look at other dealers, like say, the one to the west and the one to the east. We can look at them at their inventory, see what they have. And worst case scenario, if we have to, we'll pull the part off one of our own pieces of equipment to keep the customer going.
Okay, good. So what skills, traits would you suggest make a good parts person?
One would be staying organized, jotting lots of notes down when you're talking to customers, asking open-ended questions to the customers to get as much knowledge as you can from them. If maybe they don't know what a part is called, you can describe an area, what it does. Admit when you're wrong. If you do make a mistake to the customer, apologize to them, and do what you can to fix the problem.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Josh. That was awesome.
You betcha.
I'm with Don Campbell, the Field Smart Manager here at Western Sales. Don, can you describe what Field Smart provides for the customers at Western Sales?
Sure. What we do is we work with the growers to try and make sure that they get the best experience from the technology in the cab, and we pair that with agronomic consulting as well as variable rate services to be able to try and provide the producer with the greatest ROI that he can in working with the dealership.
So how many Field Smart techs or agronomists do you have working here?
We currently have 8 amongst the 6 dealership stores.
And what are the qualifications for that?
What we look for is we want people to have their Bachelor of Science so that they can proceed to get their professional agronomist or professional agrologist status. That's it's quite important to us.
So that's that's a U of S, that's the degree program there.
Yeah, U of S, U of A, U of M.
Yeah, so basically that.
Okay.
So kind of how do they work with a farm? Do they work on site, or do they work in the office here, or how does that work?
All of the above. Working either with the producer at his kitchen table, in their field. If it's in the office, we work with the clients no matter where they might be.
Okay, well, thanks, Don. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you.
Hi, I'm with Troy Zacharias, a salesperson here at Western Sales. Can you describe what the job of a salesperson is?
Well, it's kind of changed over the last few years, I guess. So now we're called an agricultural solutions specialist, and we just try to provide solutions to our customers in a bunch of different aspects versus finding the right equipment for their size of a farm, fit the right payment into the size of acres that they, or the number of acres that they farm, and just come up with some sort of solution that we need a solution for.
Good. So how did you come to be a salesperson at Western Sales?
I started out as a journeyman mechanic for Case, which is our competition, and I was 7 years as a journeyman technician over there, and then I moved out west to Alberta, and I got into selling the smaller agricultural stuff, and skid steers and stuff like that. And then I went over to Brandt Tractor and ended up selling all the big equipment like rock trucks, excavators, stuff like that. And then this opportunity came about here in Rosetown, so I moved back here and been doing this for about 12, 13 years now here.
So did you find it beneficial to have that technician background to do the job?
Oh, for sure, it doesn't hurt at all. Yeah, like you're buying equipment for trade. The customer trades equipment, so I'm buying those trades off of them. So I got to know what to look for and come up with a proper value for there. So it does help, yes.
So are there other ways to become a salesperson? Like, is that is there certain special training for salesperson sometimes besides your route?
Oh, yeah, we take training every year, every 2 years. We go through certain different sales courses, and it's all in your personality, and yeah, it takes a certain personality, I guess, to do that.
So there are so many machines out there now, combine sprayers, tractors, and they've all got their features and stuff like that. How do you learn all of that about each of those machines? You're going to sell those machines to farmers.
Well, again, lots of schools that you got to keep up on all the new equipment as it comes out, but there are online courses that we have to take as well and keep up to date and hands-on. It's got to get out there and learn it.
Figure out how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, good. So to make a sale, like I guess what's it look like? Do the farmers come to you? Do you have to go out to them, or do a lot of repeat customers, that kind of thing?
My sales position here is I have a certain number of customers in my certain area. So those are my customers. And it does get smaller every year because farmers are getting bigger, so they're buying out those smaller farmers. So it all comes down to a relationship selling. And you got to go out there and build those relationships and get to know the customer, what his needs are, and so a lot of calling and just making sure you're on the phone when they call.
Yeah, good. So a lot of young students that watch this maybe don't understand how salespeople are paid. Can you guys kind of describe the structure of the pay system for the salary system for a salesperson?
Us here, we have a base, which basically it covers our truck and fuel and wear and tear on the truck. Barely covers that. So you need to sell stuff. And that is how you get paid. The more you get out there and put effort in and sell, sky's the limit on what you can make.
So it's based on percentage of sales or something.
Yes, yeah, you get a certain percentage of the margin that you make.
All right, thanks, Troy.
Thank you.
Now that we've taken a look at a variety of career opportunities that one would find at a farm implement dealership, you may be asking if there are any classes that you can take at the high school level that may help prepare you for a career in this industry. First of all, with a variety of occupations available, there is no one particular course, but there are a number of courses that could serve you well. We always recommend completing your grade 12 diploma requirements. This opens up so many career possibilities in your future and allows you more flexibility to change your career plan if you ever feel you need to. For the management, sales, agronomy, marketing, IT, accounting, HR, and administration types of jobs available at a dealership, a student should consider classes that lead to future training at the post-secondary level. Taking the appropriate math and science classes are important. Check with your school's career counselor to see which classes will be needed. For the occupations that involve working in the repair shops, you could take any number of PAA classes, which serve to give you more skill and confidence working with tools in a shop setting. Two great options that may get you right into a dealership, most often in the repair shops and parts departments, are Career Work Experience 10, 20, and 30, as well as Apprenticeship 20 and 30 classes. Both of these credit courses have work placement components, and when I talked to a number of the ag service techs currently employed at Western Sales, many of them told me that this is where it all began for them. Sask Apprenticeship also has the Saskatchewan Youth Apprenticeship, or SYA program. Though it is not a credit class required for graduation, This program has 12 challenges to complete on your own time. These challenges help you discover more about possible future career paths in the trades. A teacher at your school, most often the school's career counselor, oversees your progress through the challenges. If you complete the SYA program, you stand to benefit in a number of ways, particularly if you ever choose to take any apprenticeship training in Saskatchewan. The program literally will save you money and give you 300 hours of trade time credit if you become an apprentice after you leave school. You may also be a recipient of a $1,000 SYA scholarship. See your school career counselor for more details about this very worthwhile program. Another great option to consider if you're interested in ag equipment technician or parts person occupations are the SunWest Distance Learning Center Agricultural Equipment Technician 20L and 30L and Parts Technician 30L credit courses.
Do you know a student who is a problem solver and passionate about agriculture? Check out our new Agricultural Equipment Technician 30 course launching this fall. In AET 30, you'll learn about drivetrains, hydraulic and pneumatic power, and what it's like to be a part of this in-demand industry. For more information, visit us online at sunwestdlc.ca.
Are you a high school student who is detail-oriented and interested in agriculture? Check out our new Parts Technician 30 course. In PTE 30, you'll learn about sourcing, tracking, and shipping parts. You'll also work in a parts department through our 50-hour work placement program. For more information, call or visit us online at sunwestdlc.ca.
After watching this video, you may be asking yourself, where do I go for post-secondary training for these occupations when I'm done high school? There are many post-secondary opportunities in Saskatchewan that one could take to gain employment at an agriculture implement dealership like Western Sales. Many of the ag equipment technicians, heavy-duty equipment technicians, and parts technicians could apprentice to become journeypersons in their chosen trade. Go to the Saskatchewan Apprenticeship and Trade Certification Commission website to find more information. Sask Polytechnique offers a variety of certificate and diploma programs that could be great options for work in the agriculture industry. From trades to IT to all aspects of the business and management positions we've seen in this video, Sask Polytechnique is a great option for many students. The University of Saskatchewan and University of Regina both offer degree programs in business and both also have IT training options. The U of S also has the College of Agriculture and Bioresources that has programs for students that could be the place for training for many occupations related to the agriculture sector. Well, that wraps up our video. Hopefully you gained some valuable insight into occupations you might find at a farm implement dealership. We'd really like to thank Western Sales for their cooperation in making this video, particularly thanks to Roxanne Forche, the marketing coordinator, for making all the arrangements. If you like this video, the RDIEC and SunWest School Division would encourage you to go to the RDIEC website and see the YouTube channel at www.rdiec.ca. On that channel, you'll find all kinds of occupations from all economic sectors, not just agriculture, and you could gain some valuable insights into those occupations as well. So thanks a lot. See you later.